Hello, sports fans, and welcome to Scott Sports 101. Late games, post game show, Sunday night football. We'll call it an update show. We'll do. Well, the Browns had a frustrating finish as they fell 24-20 to the Seattle Seahawks today at Lumen Field in Seattle. The Browns tried to make it 3 wins in a row, playing the Seahawks in Seattle Sunday, but it wasn't to be. It was a throwback day in Seattle, and the Browns tried to make something happen early in the first quarter. Unfortunately, it was the Seahawks who were successful on their first drive down the field, moving uh, the score to 7-0. The Seahawks were able to quickly get the ball back away from PJ Walker. They capitalized on that with a little more than 5 minutes to go in the first quarter, and it was a 14-0 lead. But the Browns saw the score and got motivated. They quickly went down the field. Just four players and were able to use David Njoku to get into the end zone with a good kick, and it was 14-7. Then the Seahawks kicked for three, widening their lead to 17-7. But into the second quarter, the Browns tried to make moves, but Seattle then intercepted the ball meant for Njoku. No scoring was allowed to take place, and the Browns did get the ball back. A beautiful PJ Walker throw to Amari Cooper brought the ball close to the end zone with Kareem Hunt taking the ball inside. Dustin Hopkins continued to show off his kicking prowess. The Browns closed in on a 17-14 lead. With 22 seconds to go, Seahawks quarterback Geno Smith got a taste of what PJ Walker had experienced earlier after Martin Emerson Jr. intercepted a throw, taking the teams into halftime. The Seahawks had the ball to start the third quarter, but weren't able to do anything. Hopkins comes out, and the Browns tied the game with at 17 with a 25-yarder. We got another interception in the game. This one going the Browns' way, despite not being able to make it into the end zone. Hopkins successfully came out once more to give the Browns their first lead of the game, 20-17. In the fourth quarter, Cleveland was able to keep Seattle fans frustrated. However, despite being shut out since the first quarter, Seattle was able to score with under a minute to go and move the score to 24-20. PJ Walker did his best, but the Browns were not able to come back in the final, and the final score was 24-20. Browns running back Jerome Ford ran for 74 yards and scored a touchdown in last week's 39-38 nail-biting win over the Colts. Ford ran for 34 yards the week before in the win over the 49ers, but he's nursing an ankle injury and he wasn't 100% at practice this week. I saw a limited player Ford in practice. Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski said, I mean, with all these guys that are working through injuries, we'll make determinations. We'll watch the tape and make determinations on how they look, and then see where it lands. Stefanski added. Defensive end Myles Garrett is coming off one of his best games a Browns player has ever had, with 2 strip sacks and one resulted in a Browns score. A monster blocked field goal broke up a key pass and had led 9 tackles. Stefanski expects the Seahawks to put extra focus on a game plan for Garrett. Garrett will have their attention. Stefanski said they may slide him. They may put tight ends plural over there. Can put the back over there. But he gets their attention. And Cleveland Browns fan cheers during the first half of an NFL football game against the Cincinnati Bengals on Sunday, September 10th. And Cleveland AP photo David Richard. But Browns backup quarterback PJ Walker was given a contract and signed to the active roster from the practice squad. The team announced Wednesday. That means no other team can sign him. When a player is on the practice squad, any other team in the league can sign him and play him. Stefanski, who named Walker in the starting QB for the Seattle game, said he continues to see improvement in Walker, who has played a key role in the Browns' last two wins while fitting for the injured by filling in for the injured Deshaun Watson. I think Walker, he's Walker he's like any other player, and getting comfortable in the scheme with his teammates and all those things. I mean it. I mean it's not easy for any player, particularly a quarterback, to catch up and understand different nuances to your scheme, and certainly nuances to your teammates. So he's worked real hard at that. Stefanski said. Seattle quarterback Geno Smith helped his team beat the Arizona Cardinals last week. According to NFL statistics, Smith already has thrown for 1,391 yards and 7 touchdowns this season, and Seattle is second in the NFL in run defense. If the game comes down to kicking, the Browns have the edge with kicker Dustin Hopkins, who made all 4 field goal attempts, including 3 from 50-plus yards during the Browns' victory over Indianapolis last week, but they were not able to get the win today. Set an NFL record with at least 50-plus yard field goal in 5 consecutive games and connected on a 58-yard field goal. I think that was today. But the Browns will have to regroup for Arizona next week. So this was just one of those games where the Browns could not get the win in the end, and I would have liked for them to have been 5-2, because that would have put us in second place and in a good position all by ourselves in second place to really, because hopefully we can beat Arizona next week. Uh, and as you know, Geno Smith threw a late pass, and Greg Newsome, it's the second left in the first half with a groin injury, and he was ruled out in the early second half. The Browns also lost starting right tackle Dewan Jones in the third quarter to a shoulder injury, and he was replaced by James Hudson. So Browns host Arizona next Sunday, and Seahawks and that's at home here. And the Seahawks are at Baltimore to take on the Ravens next Sunday. But I was hoping to give the game balls to the Browns today, but unfortunately, I have to give them to the Seahawks. So, and I'm not happy that I have to do that. Uh, Geno Smith, 23 of 37, 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Tyler Lockett, 8 receptions, 81 yards, 1 touchdown, and Kenneth Walker the third, 8 attempts, 66 yards. So the Browns fall to 4-3. It's a 3-way tie for second place in the AFC North, and the Seattle's in second place in the NFC West with their record of 5-2. So, and for the other late games, the Baltimore Ravens beat the Arizona Cardinals. The Browns will host next Sunday, 31-24. And I give the game balls to the Baltimore Ravens. I have to give them to them, which is, God damn it, Lamar Jackson, Gus Edwards, and Mark Andrews. So, and Baltimore played well in this game today. Arizona they had a chance, but they just had to battle back. And Gus Edwards ran for 2 of his 3 touchdowns following interceptions by by uh, by Baltimore's stout defense, and the Ravens beat the Cardinals, as I said, 31-24. So And but Baltimore just dominated. They just played their hearts out. They played well in this game. They played hard. And I won on that one. I lost on the Browns game because my brother-in-law took Seattle, and won on the Baltimore game though. Uh, and the Denver Broncos beat the Kansas City Chiefs for the first time, 24-9. KC struggled today. Boy, did the Chiefs struggle big time. There were just 3 field goals today. And Russell Wilson threw 3 touchdown passes, and Justin Sims had 2 of his 3. And Justin Sims had 2 of Denver's 5 takeaways, and the Broncos stand ill on Patrick Mahomes and snapping their 16-game losing streak to KC with a 24-9 win on Sunday. And the Broncos are 3-5. Kansas City falls to 6-2. And I got to give the game balls to Russell Wilson, Jerry Jeudy, and Javonte Williams. So they get the game balls. The Cincinnati Bengals handed the San Francisco 49ers their first loss of their third loss of the season. And I lost on the KC one, so did my brother-in-law. I won on Cincinnati. He lost on the 49ers. He took the 49ers, but they have the San Francisco 49ers, their third loss of the season with a 37-17 win over the 49ers. Burrow threw 3 touchdowns today, and his Cincinnati intercepted Brock Purdy 3 times today, I believe. Yeah, they intercepted him back-to-back passes in the second half. And boy, that was costly for the 49ers. So I give the game balls to the Bengals, Burrow, Mixon, and Chase. So, and right now, the LA Chargers are playing in the Sunday night game, and they lead Chicago 7-0 at SoFi with 7:08 to go, and the Chargers are about to kick off. Carolina gets their first win 15-13 today over the Houston Texans. They go to 1-6. And I think they are on 3-4 Houston. Dallas all over the Rams 43-20. Minnesota beat Green Bay at Lambeau Field 24-10. New Orleans all over beat the Indianapolis Colts 38-27. Miami beat the New England Patriots 31-17. The Giants beat the Jets in overtime today 13-10. Jacksonville beat Pittsburgh 20-10 in Pittsburgh today. The Tennessee Titans with the Atlanta Falcons at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee, 28-23. And the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Washington Commanders at FedEx Field in Washington, 31-24. Right now, I'm 9-5 on my picks, and I'm hoping to come back and win these last 2. And my brother-in-law is 10-3 on his picks right now. So we'll see. Well, the Browns you better get back on track here at home. Hopefully, you boys can get the win next week. Hopefully, you can get it over Arizona. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for the Scott Sports 101 late games, post game show, Sunday Night Football update show. I'll be back with the post game show once the Sunday night game between the Bears and Chargers has concluded. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day and every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.